The Type 59 is the first tank I think I truly loved in this game. Picked this up back in probably 2011 when I first started getting into the game. It's brought me nothing but happiness since then. Fortunately, it's no longer available in the premium shop, but it does come around for events, so if you see one, I strongly recommend picking it up. If you can't, the Russian T-54 Mod 1 is always available in the tech tree, and is quite similar in almost all the aspects of the type, just without preferential matchmaking, unfortunately. But anyway, with a little over 2,500 battles in this tank, it's by far my most played tank in the game. Here's why. Thing is rocking a 100 mil with 250 average damage. Has some exceptional gun handling, especially with how I have it set it up right now. It's got a pretty quick reload, decent pen on the standard rounds at 185, Rockstar pen on the gold with 241, which can easily go through most tier 9s and tier 10s. But wait, you don't even have to worry about tier 10s, because the type has preferential matchmaking, so you can only see max tier 9s. On top of the gun, type's got a strong turret, which you can easily rely on hold down with only your cupolas right here to worry about for weak points. The upper and lower plates are a bit thin at 100 millimeters, but they can easily be angled, and you can definitely pull off some bounces on this, especially your lower plate when you're at range and you're a bit more hold down. You can work some bounces off that. The sides are also pretty thin. You do have just enough here that you can make side scraping work. Wouldn't recommend it against tanks with higher pen, but you're going to be seeing primarily 8s, 7s, and even some 6s in this, and it can definitely be workable against them. And lastly, the tank's got a top speed of 65, and with a turbo you can regularly hit that and zip around the map with ease. My preference for equipment on this tank is bringing a turbo as well as V-stab and rammer, but you can certainly drop the V-stab for optics if that's more your playstyle. I've got a match coming up that I played today for you. I think the highlights and positives of this tank, just how much fun you can have if you can get your hands on it. Without further ado, let's go into it so I can show you just how much I love this thing. Alright, so here we are with a match on Fjords. Got pretty decent matchmaking, only 4 tier 9s per team, some 8s, and then a healthy amount of 7s. For whatever reason, started going down the mid, not sure what I was thinking there. But on this map, with faster mediums and light tanks, really try to control this position as well as the center of the map right here. So that's where I decided to head over, although I know that I'm getting there a little late right now, which I wasn't a huge fan of at the start of this, but luckily, top speed is 65 and the turbo, I'm able to zip over there pretty quickly, even the 40 FV. I'm able to be just behind him into getting into position, knowing that I am, there's not too much heavier than me, I'm thinking I can get into it. Got 50 TP spotted in the middle, take a shot at him using standard rounds and bounces. And he's just sitting there waiting to get farmed, I guess. So pop in gold and mess him up. Another round into him. Showing you the amazing gold pen right here, as well as the quick reload of the gun. Amazing handling, although I don't really have to worry about it too much right here. I'm hold down, not really worried about that Progetto penning me, or even the 50 TP, although he doesn't even bother to shoot me. I had a little bit of dad reflexes there. Should have taken the shot a half second earlier, but for whatever reason I didn't. Easy shot into the top of the 46. I see that lightweight pushing over, go kill the 42. Shoot him. Should have gone for a track shot right there, I screwed up with that. Zoom out a little bit. I want to make sure I know what they're doing. They're not going to push on me. See that T-54 pushing. Able to get the track shot there. Not sure why I positioned quite like this. I think I was afraid of the Progetto maybe pushing into the center, try to get around rounds in on me, but whatever. Lost some HP, and now I see that Progetto shooting at me. I'm able to get in position. T-54 is just bouncing me. I'm able to take him out of the game pretty quickly with Impermatrain. And that 50 TP goes down. So I've basically, within the first 2.5 minutes of the game, taken out 2 tier 8s. And I'm chilling. Or a tier 8 and a tier 9, excuse me. I'm still chilling. Majority of my HP. Trying to get a lucky shot on that Progetto while he rotates. Fortunately, he doesn't look like he wants to give me any more of his HP. So I go and try to take that mid-road. Not really thinking, and oh, would you look at that. Can't get up there, because Big Boy decided to block it. Figured I might try to push him. There's absolutely no chance. I can't use the terrain, I'm not getting up there. So at this point, just panicking a little bit, figuring the Progetto is about to put a couple rounds in my ass, but luckily he's not paying attention. I know that I just got spotted by the T-26, but I'm just praying that he couldn't get into a position to shoot me, given how slow he is. At this point, I was just thinking of what to do. Can't really go to the northeast corner. T's are just going to hold that. There's nothing I'm going to be able to do. Guy's absolutely demolished in the horn, so I figured I'd drive down and try to get some free damage on this T-29. Line up a shot. Should have aimed a little lower, but same token, you never really expect to bounce off the ass of a T-29. Second shot, I made sure to aim. Got him there. At this point, I was a little worried about running into that STRV because a lot of TDs would like to sit right where I was looking, right here. I don't spot him though, and I see that I'm not spotted. Not super concerned about the Progetto. I thought that he was up in those trees. Fortunately, he's not. I like the SU. End up taking a round from the Progetto, but I'm on the ass this Super Pershing. And able to put a couple shots into him. Somebody else takes him out. I decide that it's not worth my time going down here because there's so many tanks already headed there. I'm not going to be able to pick up any damage. And I decide to head north because I see our team's got 2 tier 7s and that Aston's over pushing right now into TDs and he's just going to get demolished. So if anywhere I'm going to be able to pick up some extra damage this game, it's going to be up here. Unfortunately, even though these gold rounds are pretty good, there's no way in hell I'm getting through that turret. Haven't played against a whole lot of this tank, don't even know its name. And yeah, I was just looking for any sort of weak point on his turret. Wasn't able to find one. At this point, I decide it's not really worth it to sack my tank for maybe a shot of damage. I'll just wait. Take a shot at his Cupola. Fortunately, it wasn't meant to be. And our CC decides to push up, start doing something in this game. So I take advantage of that, go behind him, try to get some damage on this STRV, but unfortunately, luck was not on my side at this point. Bounce a couple off his Cupola. Worried about that guy shooting me, but fortunately he doesn't care about me too much right now. Line up the kill shot again, and we're finally able to take him out. At this point, I'm a one-shot to him, so pretty concerned. Don't wanna die when I've already had a pretty good match. I did tunnel vision a little bit. I did not see that VK driving like that, otherwise I would have picked him up for a kill. But I'm able to go around the corner because I know that SMV's reloading and get an easy shot into him. I see he shoots, go for another easy shot. Didn't aim it well enough, I bounce. I'm just trying to get around this corner so I don't have to worry about him killing me. VK comes around, I'm able to take him out. And that's the end of the game. I did finally remember to take a screenshot of my post-game stats this time. So at the end of that battle, I was able to rack up just under 3,800 damage. 5 critical hits, not a huge deal, 3 kills. Was able to block 1100 damage, a little bit of spotting, not a whole lot though, and I was able to light 5 tanks. I was just shy of getting high caliber on my team. Another shot and a half and I would have been there, but fortunately it wasn't meant to be. And that came out to, I did make just shy of 120,000 credits. Granted, I shot a little bit too much gold that round, so I wasn't able to keep a whole lot of it. But do keep in mind I don't have any boost going on right now. And then that was one shy of 1500 base XP, which came out to 2200 plus the double, or not the double, excuse me, plus the times 3. Came out to just shy of 7,000 XP for that game. If there's any impression that I can leave you guys with about this tank, it'd just be how much fun and almost effortless it seems to play this thing. That was by no means anywhere near the best game I've had in it. It was just one that I had today that I thought I'd share because I had a ton of fun, and I was able to take 2 tanks out of the game within the first couple minutes, and it just felt effortless. Was in a solid hold down position, and there just wasn't a thing that they could do to me. This is an absolute powerhouse of a tank. If you ever get the opportunity to pick one up, I would highly, highly recommend it. It is, if this is a game that you're serious about and you don't mind dropping 30 bucks or however much it's going to be, pick it up, because after 2,500 battles in it, I can tell you that you will get nothing but joy out of it. You guys have a good rest of your night. Godspeed.